Do you ever get that feeling deep down that you just haven't had enough of slope? That's what I was feeling. So let's do another video about slope. Should be fun. We're going to talk about rate of change a little today, and rate of change is kind of the real world thing of slope. So how are rate of change and slope related? First of all, let's review some definitions. Remember that slope is the ratio of how much a line is rising to how much it is running, and we define it by the following equation: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and remember, it's how much the line is going up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. That quantity will always be the same for the line. The x-intercept. Here's something that we didn't necessarily talk about, but I just wanted to review. X-intercept is where this line touches the x-axis. So it's right there. It looks like my x-intercept here is around -3, 0. The y-intercept, similarly, is where the line crosses the y-axis. So right there. That looks like it's about 4.5. So over 0, up 4.5. X-intercept and y-intercept, where they intersect the axes. All right, here's an example that I meant to get to in the last video, but I ran out of time. We have two lines. One of them is horizontal, one of them is vertical. Now, if you remember from the last video, we said that a horizontal line always has 0 slope. So m equals 0 for this long line. You can think about a guy walking along, he's whistling, here's some little musical notes coming out of his face, which is just really an empty circle. He's just walking along, putting in no effort. There he goes. So 0 is the slope. And then remember, for the vertical line, we know that the slope is going to be undefined. And the little picture I gave you was, what if there's a guy and he is trying to walk along this cliff? Well, he would fall off and die. So it's undefined because this is not a line that somebody can walk along. So here's a little dead guy falling into the endless abyss. But I wanted to tell you what they are according to the formula. So here's what I mean by that. Let's do some y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 on both of these lines. So let's do it for the horizontal line first. I'm going to pick two random points. Let's just do this one. This is over negative, what is that, 5, up 0. We'll call that x1, y1. And we'll do this point. That's easy enough. And that's over 0. Sorry, this is over -5 up 4. What am I thinking? This point is over 0 up 4, and we'll call this x2, y2. Okay, let's plug these into our formulas. y2, 4 minus y1, 4 over x2, 0 minus x1, -5. This is going to be 0 over 5. The positives canceled on the bottom. If I have 0 divided by any number, that is just 0. And that's exactly what we thought it should be. M equals 0. But now let's look at the undefined line. For the undefined line, let's pick another 2 points. This one's easy. This one is over 4 up 0. We'll call this the x1, y1. And let's just pick a point up here. Oh, heck, I'm feeling crazy. Let's just do over 4 up 4. We'll call this our x2, y2. So for this line, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, we have, let's see, the y2 is 4 minus y1, 0, over x2, 4, minus x1, 4. So this slope works out to be 4 over 0. Now, what is 4 divided by 0? Is that also 0? Well, no, it's actually not. If you put 4 divided by 0 into your calculator will tell you, 4 divided by 3, what a joke. Your calculator will tell you error. And that's because I'm not allowed to divide by 0. In math, you're not allowed to divide by 0. It's kind of like saying, hey, I have 4 apples and I want to divide them up into groups of 0. How many groups are there? That doesn't make any sense. So dividing by 0 is illogical. Therefore, this slope is undefined. So keep in mind, whenever you have 0 on the top of your fraction, 0 divided by anything is 0. Whenever you have 0 on the bottom of your fraction, you are not allowed to divide by 0. This is undefined. Moving right along, example number 2. The following table shows the cost of a computer at an internet cafe for a given amount of time. Find the rate of change in cost with respect to time. So this actually happened to me on my last trip to Italy. I was flying the wonderful airline of Ryanair. But with Ryanair, you're not allowed to get your boarding passes at the airport. They'll make you pay like $50 just to be able to print. So I always have to find a printer abroad. Sometimes that's tricky. So what I do is I go to an internet cafe sometimes, and you just pay to use the public computer and you can print stuff from it. So, but they make you pay per the hour. So this one is saying, hey, if you're there 2 hours, you're going to pay $7 to use the internet. If you're there 4 hours, you're going to pay $14. And if you're there 6 hours, you're going to pay $21. And what this is asking me for is, it's asking me for the rate of change in cost with respect to time. So when I see cost with respect to time, that means that I should have dollars on top and I should have time on the bottom, which in this case is hours. So my final answer should be dollars over hours. I want to see how much are the dollars changing every hour. And I can do this by calculating a slope. Let's set up, let's say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I know because cost is on top of the fraction that this cost is my y. So let's say this is y2, x2, because on the bottom are hours, and this is going to be y1, x1. So hours is kind of my x here, cost is kind of my dollars. How did I know? Because I know what the final units should look like right at the beginning. So y2 minus y1, I have 14 minus 7 over 4 minus 2. That's going to be $7 every 2 hours. Units are important here. Or if we wanted, I could say $3.5 per hour. Okay? Either one of these would be acceptable. This shows you, hey, every 2 hours you're paying $7 extra. This tells you, hey, it's kind of more like every 1 hour. Like every 1 hour you're paying $3.5 extra. Nice, rate of change. The only tricky part was figuring out, hey, cost had to be the y's, hours had to be the x's. One last example, then we're done. Find the value of x that will make the points have the given slope. Uh-oh, they've given me the slope here. What? And I don't know one of the points. What? This is crazy. It's crazy. Normally, I do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and let's say that this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. I would just plug it in, -1 minus 4 over 6 minus, but now I don't have a number for the x1. I just have x. How am I supposed to find the slope? Well, thankfully they've given me the slope, right? It's almost like I'm working backwards in this problem. So I know when I plug these 2 points into the slope formula, I get this thing, but I don't know how to go on. Luckily, I'm not going on. They've already given me what the going on will look like. I know that when I do the slope, it should come out as -5 over 6. But I'm trying to solve for x. Let me just clear up the screen a little. Does this look like something that we've seen before? Oh yeah, I have a fraction on either side of an equal sign. This is a proportion. And how do I solve proportions? I don't know. Oh yeah, I do, because I didn't forget things last chapter. I need to use cross products. First, let's just simplify the top of this fraction. -1 minus 4 is -5. So I have -5 over 6 minus x equals 5 over 6. Now let's do the cross product. When I multiply 6 to the other side to cancel it, I get -30. When I multiply 6 minus x to the other side, don't forget that 5 distributes in, so 5 times 6 minus x. So I have -30 equals 30 minus 5x. I can subtract 30 from both sides to get -60 equals -5x. And I can divide through by -5 to get x equals 12. Very nice. All right, that's all the examples we have for today. Just a summary. Remember that if I have horizontal, that means the slope is 0. And a way that it could look to get 0 is something like 0 over 4. 0 divided by 4 simplifies to 0. Vertically speaking, if I have something like 4 over 0, that is undefined, and the slope of any the slope of any vertical line is undefined. Don't forget that in real life situations, slope equals rate of change, and we saw that in the problem with the internet cafe. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you understand slope a little bit better now.